speaking? Where are the speakers? Are we on speaking terms or not? I can't see you very well.
Yep. It's been a long time on the top, though, hasn't it? Don't you feel that the tripping is starting to grind down or not?
The tripping is grinding down. Well, we're happy, you know, really. We've been working very hard since 1969 as a band on the road, and we've worked a lot.
Thank you, Peter.
We did a long tour in 69, we did a lot of touring in the 70s, and we've been touring every year.
Well, Mick has asked us to talk to other members of the band because he tends to be the figurehead. So we've got your records of something happening in the background, as a matter of fact, which is a great help. If we talk to you, Keith, this, you know, with respect, you look a bit like the wreck of the Hesperus with the kind of gear you're wearing. Is this something that you like to wear, or? Well, it's look, you know, it's strange.
Is that
looking.
mythological?
No, it's not mythological at all. You look kind of different to what we expect of people to look. Is this the way you like to dress, or
maybe it's because you live down here and I live somewhere else?
Yeah, well, that could be so. But is there any reason? Why do you like to sort of dress like you do?
Probably for the very same reason you like to dress the way you do.
Which is what?
Don't tell me your reasons for dressing the way you do.
I think that's a personal question. We all have little sort of disagreements. We haven't had any violence since 1965, I think.
What happened in 1965?
Was that the chicken? Someone stole someone's chicken sandwich. That was the last fight we had. I think when the Led Zeppelin came, they were like searched and everything. Like, I mean, they weren't bust because of that, but they were searched by the police, you know. I mean, and almost every band has come to Australia, I've been told, has gone through this, you know. But that was with the other government, so we hope, you know, that.
Australia doesn't have a good reputation as far as bands are concerned.
No.
As far as hospitality. You're known as the most inhospitable country to visit.
I mean, not the people. I mean, we're talking about officially. You know.
Mick, the Japanese government rejected your application for a visa. Why is it that you particularly wanted to go to Japan?
Well, I mean, it was just part of we'd never been there, you know. So we thought it was obviously a place to go, you know. And we heard they wanted to see us, so we thought we'd go. We thought we'd do Hawaii, Australia and Japan.
With touring generally, do you feel that it is necessary for you to continue touring, or is it something you feel it's a responsibility towards the people that want to see you?
It's a responsibility to the band and to the people. A band only functions properly if it plays before audiences and does live gigs occasionally, you know. Otherwise it's only working on half cylinders. You know. It's the way it is. You've got to do it.
It's one of the things that enables you to carry on, the fact that you're touring and playing before audiences. Apart from the fact that you enjoy it, you know, and the audience enjoys it, it also stimulates your record sales.
Yeah. When it comes to writing material, do you find that, you know, if you do too much touring, your writing falls down? And do you write on tour?
No, it usually increases, actually.
Yeah, you get ideas, you know. You've got to play. I mean, as Keith said before, you know, like if you don't play together, you get into this sort of studio-itis, you know, you just
like
withdraw. Yeah, you
Right.
withdraw into yourself, you know, which is. You never get a chance. And look, quite often, like if you write a song, it only really develops properly when you played it on stage. You know, in the studio, it might be the first time you played it. You might do it a couple of days. You know, you might play through the number, rehearse it. But when you've been playing on stage for a year, it really develops. You know.
Do you feel that you're at your best as a live band?
Well, it's one of the things we do best. Yeah.
And as far as the Australian music scene goes, have you heard any of our local bands at all?
Not really. I mean,
Robin Gibbs.
I mean, only the ones that go to England, really. I mean, I've heard of Max Merritt, you know.
Yeah, well,
I've heard his records, and like the Easy Beats. I mean, this was all years ago. I mean, we haven't really heard anything new, you know.
And what about the band that'll be touring with your headband, I suppose?
We haven't heard them yet.
Yeah. It's not a decision you make?
It wasn't actually, no. I mean, we just sort of left that up to the local, because we couldn't really like afford to bring a band, and anyway, might as well use, you know, local people.
Would you normally sort of participate in the choosing of a band to tour with you?
Well, yeah, in America, like when, you know, we have a sort of, we know like the bands there, you know, so that we usually make a short list of bands and see who's available. You know.
This probably sounds like a curly one, but it's not intended to be. In about 15 years' time, 20 years' time, when you look back on your performance as the Rolling Stones, what do you think you'll have contributed to music?
A good laugh.
A lot of jumping about.
Do you ever think about the future?
Yeah. Like about 6 months ahead. You know,
Yeah.
that's about all.
You never sort of think of, say, 15, 20 years' time ahead,
No,
what you'd
do
like
you
to be
really?
doing? No, man.
I mean, you can't, I mean, it just don't work like that, does it? You can think about it all you want, but it tends never to work out how you think. I mean, if someone had asked me 10 years ago if we'd be still together as a band, I would have said no, Obviously not, how could we go for 10 years doing the same thing? But we still are, so I don't know what we're going to do.
There was some talk about the fact that the Australian government wasn't going to allow you to come, which you're quite aware of.
Yeah.
Was the change of governments here a factor that influenced your coming?
Well, no, it wasn't. We planned it before there was a change of government. You can't plan your tours on what government's going to be in power. I mean, I really believe that, bands and musicians and actors and ballet and opera and all that should be completely outside of government control and shouldn't have anything to do with it. If there's an audience for a play or a band or a singer, he should be able to come and play and work and sing and do what he wants, That applies almost to everyone else. If he's a bricklayer too, I don't see why he shouldn't come here and do bricklaying.
Just forget that we're only a rock and roll band. We're not out to take over the country or the world or anything else, man. We're just rock and roll musicians, and that's all we are.
Yeah, I think the Mafia had an easier job to get in here than we would.
And what about the images attached to you as a band? The sort of...
Well, image building and all that is something that either newspapers, press, TV and all that they do, and also publicists do it, of a matter of course, like record companies. I mean, this was a long time ago,
Yeah.
But I mean, if you are, I mean, if they set out to try and make this nice little boys, it would have been really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So they might as well not go against the grain,
Yeah.
Though some people would have it that we are,
Were you sort of conscious that people were doing this to you all the time?
Well, not for a while. We were just working, we weren't conscious of all that, Like when you just want to make it, you don't really care, you don't think about it. You just want to make it, you don't care what people say or about you, really.
Right, okay, thanks a lot.
Still never asked Charlie a question.
Far away, off you go.